This is Heath,
And I'm Josh.
and that was weird. This is
I'm make
randomness.
Hey, how's it going? I was making up for last time. I guess I was really over enthusiastic the last episode, so just
Oh,
kind of
okay.
yeah.
You should always be over enthusiastic. We're doing a kick ass podcast, and people want to hear that stuff.
And I'm Josh.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All
All
right, bring it down a level.
right.
All right. So we're just gonna say screw it. We've brought in our buddy Jason. That was a long time ago, like episode 5 or something. So Jason's back with us. What's going on, dude? Yay, Jason's
Welcome.
back. How you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me
For
back.
Yeah.
sure. What are you doing, man? It looks like you're in your garage. Is that where you're at? You're in your garage?
I did. The house was too loud, so I escaped to my shop where it's peaceful and quiet.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, last time
It's a little
there
hot.
was children
It's
asking
quiet.
you questions and dogs barking and all kinds of other crap going on in the
Yeah.
background.
Same thing. So I got away.
Yeah, fair enough. So I was trying to figure out stuff for us to talk about, and be honest with you, I couldn't come up with anything that I didn't want to do something boring. Like when I say boring, like just the straight up, hey, what songs do you like, or hey, what movies? I was like, let's just talk about Temple a little bit. So, dude, do y'all remember like going to the Temple Mall when you were in middle school? Like your mom would drop you off there, and you would just spend the day at the mall. Did y'all do that? I did that a lot.
Yeah.
Yep, sure did.
Yeah, y'all remember like going and when you would go to those what do you call it? Those hallways that were behind the stores. I don't know if y'all did that, but I would
The
run
delivery
behind them.
corridors. Yeah.
Yeah, me and Corey Petrowski would run behind them and ring all the doorbells and to the back and then run and then try not to get kicked out of the mall. And that was good times. I don't know
So
if you remember.
okay, so you're saying that was fun, just being dropped off and just running wild. So after high school, I got a job there at Tilt, the arcade.
Oh yeah.
And so essentially, I was like a glorified babysitter because parents would drive up to the mall, drop their kids off for the day, or maybe they go shopping. I don't know, but they would all come into Tilt, and so it's like, where are your parents? It's like it was crazy. It was chaotic.
Yeah, they drop them off and basically the mall was their babysitter. You know,
Yes,
it's like what the hell,
their
man.
local Tilt arcade attendant was their babysitter.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, they probably
I remember coming to see Josh at work, and he was always pissed off.
right.
they give them like
Here's some
five
tokens.
dollars.
Get out of here.
Yeah, $5 to last all day, and then they do it like in the first 20 minutes, and then they're just roaming around in there trying to
Yeah,
find people that have dropped tokens and quarters and all that stuff.
checking every coin slot for like coins.
The 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 tilt. I forgot all about the tilt. I forgot that you worked at the tilt.
Yeah, that was fun. Climbing on the roof and climbing
Tilt.
on the roof. Yeah,
Yeah, climbing on the roof.
That was a perfect job for Josh.
Yeah,
yeah.
it sure. It definitely was. That was. Man, that was a long time ago, guys. We're getting old. Um, did
Hmm.
y'all? Did you ever ride your bike or your skateboard through the mall? Because I remember doing that once and getting chased out.
The skateboard, that was a thing. We would always start at the top and try to skateboard all the way to the
Yeah.
bottom and, outrun security.
Yeah.
And we'd even make it to the parking lot, went all the way to 31st Street. Once you got 31st, you were
Yeah,
clear. You made
you
it.
were gone. He's like, I'm out.
So, story similar to that is I was with Zach Davis and maybe Justin Lambden and someone else, and we started at Dillard's and sat down and we grabbed. So, two of us sat down and the other ones grabbed us by the cuffs of the pants and drug down the ramp all the way down to JC Penney's. And we did that and the security caught up with us and we ran outside when we were getting on our bikes to leave and he told us basically y'all are banned from the mall. So I mean, I don't know if that held
Like,
up.
okay, buddy, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they like? He's gonna, whatever, man. Okay. They probably,
They were gonna remember
yeah,
y'all the next time.
Right.
Okay, man. For
yeah,
the other
It's not like I had a
6,000
driver's
kids.
license. I was adolescent. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Old Temple
Temple
Mall,
Mall.
man.
Have y'all been back there recently?
Oh man, it's a joke. it's just it's
Yeah,
it's like a third world country in there, dude. It's like all these weird stores that have
it's
weird
pretty rough.
names, and there's like I think the only thing left is maybe Dillard's. Is that what's left, or Macy's or something?
Macy's.
Yeah, and it's like it's a what do you call it? It's one of those resale ones or whatever you call it, depots or whatever. It's not even a real one. It's
Oh yeah,
what
yeah.
the I can't remember what the word I'm looking for. Anyway, you know what I'm talking outlet, an outlet. That's what it's like an outlet or some crap. But
Well, I'm gonna
yeah,
give a shout out to Peggy's Coffee House because if it weren't for that place, I think the mall would just implode. Like
I
it's
don't
the
even
only thing.
remember that. Peggy's
So
Coffee House?
a more recent kind of franchise, not franchise, but just establishment,
Huh.
and it's kind of the heart of the mall at this point. People
Really?
going and
Huh.
getting the
Wow,
coffee, and
the coffee shop's the heart of the
yeah,
mall.
Remember when we were kids though, they had the big fountains inside that mall? And then they had
fashion shows.
yeah, oh my sister was in those fashion
Yeah,
shows and hers
So
yeah.
they would take
eh,
the fountain in front of Dillard's, turn it off, and put like plank
Stage.
board, yeah, stage over it, and then they would have a yearly fashion
Yeah.
yep.
show.
And then there was a
Yeah,
carousel.
Yeah,
two-story carousel.
the carousel
Yeah,
that came in, and then okay, this is a really oh man, bad story to tell, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. So this is really
do it.
what I'm trying to think of the right word. I'm having like lots of brain farts today. Not politically correct, but do y'all remember what was the store that when you walked in where like Piccadilly used to be? If you kept walking straight, you would run into that store. It was like
Service merchandise.
service merchandise, right? I can remember this is so bad, but I'm gonna tell a story
I know
anyway.
what you're. I know what you're about to.
I know where you're
Yeah.
going to.
And we would walk around that place and then we were always looking for the one person that worked in the back. And when that little guy would come out,
He,
we were horrible because we had never
the,
seen a little person before.
Yeah.
And this little person worked back there. And we would literally sit down on that last aisle where the door was to go into the back. And we would just sit down there just to wait so we could see the little person. I know that's horrible, but we did. That's what we did. We didn't know any better. And other people would too, at that time a lot of people would do stuff like that and not think twice about it, like today it's obviously wrong, but back then nobody told you that.
Yeah.
Not very many people did anyway. I just wondered if y'all remembered that.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
yeah,
I didn't see that guy. But
Yeah. No,
yeah, we
I
were
remember.
sheltered. Temple, we were sheltered, so we didn't have the
Yeah.
Learning Channel.
I thought you were going somewhere else, and that was a better story that you just told
Oh
than where I
well,
thought
what
you
did
were.
you think I was gonna say
Oh
then?
yeah. No, we'll talk about it off of the podcast.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I can remember like
We got a guys' weekend coming up. We'll talk
yeah,
about
that's
it.
true. But I just remember like that was the place where you would, you'd tell your middle school girlfriend to meet you there, and then you their friend would bring a friend, and you'd have your friend, and then you'd meet up, but you'd all just giggle the whole time because you didn't know what to say to each other. I used to do that all the time.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then you'd hold hands for like 3 hours walking up and
Yeah.
down the mall.
We're
Yep. Yep.
dating.
You want to go in Gadzooks again? Go on
Oh goodness,
Gadzooks.
I love that store.
I did too.
Yeah.
And did what
Yeah.
you remember whenever that thing was getting ready to go out, it became like a girls' clothing store, but it was still called Gadzooks, and I was so pissed. I was like, "What the hell,
Mm,
man? I want my Big Johnson t-shirts."
yeah, you know, and
I didn't know that.
another cool store was ah, I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's that novelty store that had like the plasma ball or all the
Spencer's?
Spencer's.
Spencers. Yes, I
Have you
always thought
seen
that was like.
Spencer's now? Have you been at
Don't go in
Duke?
there
Is it
now with your
basically like a
kids.
sex store now?
Oh man, you're halfway in, and it is just dildos and
Yeah.
sex toys like
Wow.
galore. And I mean, with pictures and stuff too. It's like,
It's different.
wow, how are they getting away with this in public? Because the front part of it, even some of the shirts though, they're pretty dirty. Like some of the shirts that they sell and stuff. I remember when we went, there was like you could go all the way in the back, and there was like posters of girls in bikinis, and then they had like v- almost kind of that kind of stuff, but it was like a small little section. It's like half the store now. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, okay. So do you remember those catalogs like your grandparents would get that has like all the old person stuff in it? Like it would have the walkers and the
Yeah, yeah.
insoles
No,
and the
Therapeutical
don't.
stuff. Yeah, that kind of crap.
yes, like a whole little mail
No.
order catalog of stuff like
I don't.
that.
No, I
Well, I
don't
went to
remember
a
that.
friend's a couple of years ago and I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember these little catalogs growing up." I was going through it. There was like personal massagers. Like a couple of pages of that. I'm like, those aren't personal massagers. Those are
Well, they
stuff
are
you would find in.
personal massagers.
But the way that
Really personal.
so I don't know. It's like times have changed. It's like that's wild because
Yeah.
Yeah.
so you'd have to
Yeah.
go to was it Troy, Texas to find that kind of stuff. And
Right.
now
They
here
had
it
like
is.
that
It's like
the
it's
the
in your
sex store or what
grandma's catalog.
the triple X store or some crap
Yeah.
that was like out of the
Love
Yeah.
video.
On this highway.
love
Yeah.
video.
I only know because I drove by it on the highway.
Yeah, that's why you know.
Can't miss it. You drive by it,
That's
right?
right. It was right there.
That's funny. I don't even know, does Temple have one of those type places anymore? I don't understand why those places are open anymore. Like there's 3 by my work, and I'm just like, and they're packed at 6 something in the morning until I leave. You go by them, and they're packed. I'm like, you have a phone. Why do you need to go to one of those places? There's got to
Maybe
be
they don't
something
want
else going on.
their cookies on their phone. I don't know.
Get another phone if you're addicted to porn or whatever the heck you're addicted to. There's got to be
So
something else going on in those places.
up there, I think those Sarah's Secrets.
Sarah's
I think
Secret, yeah.
is that.
There's
You know a lot about these stores,
I'm
Josh.
just a very observant person. I notice a lot of
You
things.
just drive by a lot of them.
when he's in
I
Sarah's
drive
Secret.
by. That's the important thing. I just drive by. What was that?
Drive by. You're very observant when you're in Sarah's Secret.
I have not. Well,
I have been to a Sarah's Secret. I'm not
I
gonna
have
lie.
not been in one in
You know what? Those are
many years.
really those there's 2 or 3 of them up here and near us, and we've been in one of them in Louisville. And really, it's not even that bad. It's just a lot of lingerie, but it's like crazy skimpy lingerie.
Yeah,
They do have other stuff, but it's not like like a sex porn store would be with like all
like the
that crap.
Spencers.
Yeah, yeah, not like the Spencers of
Yeah.
today. Yeah. We were talking to Piper Hendricks on the last one, and she reminded us of TCBY. You remember old TCBY? That yogurt was so freaking. It wasn't yogurt.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't yogurt, dude. I don't care what they say. That was ice cream, bro. It was good. It was so good. I used to love that place. But anyway, we can talk about the mall some more. But I was just trying to think of some of those things that we used
Uh,
to do that. Oh, go ahead,
well,
Josh.
how about this? In the mall, there was a bar. Do you recall the name of
Yeah,
it?
Cheers.
Yeah, like the TV show.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that
That's
because
Yeah.
wild.
as a kid, I remember always walking to buy it and it was dark and I was trying to look in there to see what was going on in there. Like, I didn't
The
realize it was a
far end of
bar.
the mall. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really weird. You'd see like these old people going through the mall to get to it and you're like, "What is going on in there, man?" Yeah, I definitely remember that.
Hmm.
Remember when the Chick-fil-A, like the original Chick-fil-A opened, like the one on the opposite side of the mall that it wouldn't
Hmm.
would have I can remember when that opened and it's like all I couldn't get enough Chick-fil-A. It's like, let's go to the mall, eat Chick-fil-A. I didn't care about
Yeah.
anything else but going to the mall and eating Chick-fil-A. Freaking
It
love that
had
place.
like single seat chairs that you
Yeah,
could sit at,
and you
which
could
was kind of
swivel back and
odd
forth.
for like a restaurant. It was like, oh, a special place for us kids to
Yeah.
eat our
No.
nuggies.
Well, then they opened up another one like right outside the mall. So there was one in the mall and outside of the mall. I was like, what the hell's going on? Why are
And
Yeah.
I
y'all
worked
doing
at
this?
both.
Across 31st, right?
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah, I worked at both of
Yep.
those.
that's right.
That's
I
right.
forgot about that.
You probably
You
don't know
worked at
this.
the
The
Go
one in
ahead.
the mall had like a second story in it. You couldn't tell there in the food court, but it had like a second like
Huh.
story kind of office in there.
Did you ever work at the one that was downtown that was only open for like a year or so?
Mm-mm.
There was, there was a downtown one, and Mike Allman worked at that one, and we would go in there during school sometimes when we would get off campus, and it was cool. It was like it was a 1.5 story. It was kind
Yeah,
of cool. You go in, and then it had like
split level.
a split level or whatever. But that one didn't last very long. But I don't, you would think it
I
would. Probably would now. It probably last.
I did work a couple of football games. So on
Oh yeah.
Friday evenings, we'd pack up like a van and just drive over to the stadium and like fry fillets right there on site and cooked them until we sold out.
Did
That was,
did have you seen the new Chick-fil-A sandwich they put out with the pimento cheese on it?
Pimento cheese.
Good.
is it
Actually, I want to try
spicy
that.
Oh,
pimento or is it
I
just
don't
pimento?
know.
It's like pickled pickled something and pimento cheese. Like
Oh,
way different
Yeah,
from
you
what
haven't even tried
I
it
think.
yet. Oh, you
but
don't
is
like
that
cheese, so
but is that like an East
I'll try
Coast
it.
thing, a northern thing? Because pimento cheese is not a popular thing in the South that I know of.
my mom would buy it. But then again, she's from Minnesota, so
Yeah, see, that's what I'm wondering if they're like trying to appease to a different crowd because you don't really hear about
mm,
people putting pimento cheese on much. So, um,
your bologna
uh,
sandwich.
I'm
Uh,
sorry.
I'm gonna try
let's
it.
try it, Jason.
I'm have
In
I
two
will.
weeks, let's go hit up a Chick-fil-A if they have them.
We'll do it.
y'all keep going. I'm having technical difficulties. Hang on.
Yeah. Well, we have like 6 Chick-fil-A's down here now in the Corpus
Okay.
area, so we'll choose one.
All right. Maybe on the drive in, I'll pick us up some Chick-fil-A.
It's got to be fresh.
Okay, well then you can meet me.
Yeah. Can.
All right, sorry.
What are you messing with?
My 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 uh my phone was doing something weird and it was like making this hum over here. Hang on. Sorry about that. My bad. I don't know what's
So while
going
he's
on.
doing that, we can talk more about them all. So you remember Piccadilly Cafe?
Yeah.
So that was like, I guess you'd walk in and it's like what, not Golden Corral, a Luby's Cafe, right?
Cafeteria.
Like,
Yeah.
and so you would just say, I want this, this, and that, get your food,
Yeah.
and then go sit down. I think the only time I ever went there was with Ryan Webb's family.
I went there every Sunday
Sounds right.
with my grandparents a lot
Really?
after church. We would after church, not every, but we went probably a couple of months, a couple of weeks every month. If we didn't do that, then we would get Captain D's. It was one of the
Oh
one
my
of the
gosh.
two. Remember that
Captain
place?
D's. Yes.
Man, if Captain D's was still around, that would be the funniest thing for kids now to Captain D's.
Got
There
him.
was they're up here. There was one in Highland Village for quite some time, and they just recently closed it and made it into a Whataburger. But I went to
Oh,
it, and it was nothing like the old Captain D's. But it was the same people, the same the same logo and all that stuff. But I don't know,
the
kind of
closest
weird.
thing that I know that exists like that is in Wake. So in Temple there was a Catfish King,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that closed. But in Waco, I think there's still a Catfish King.
really,
So
huh?
when we would go out skateboarding, we were poor, broke, right? And so we'd be out all day, and we're like, man, we're super thirsty. So we go like in a Captain D's, plop down in there, and say, hey, can we get a water and your crunchies? So you
Yeah.
know what the crunchies are?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, man!
So
The
when they
leftover
would
fried
they batter
batter.
and fry the fish, the excess batter would kind of go away and kind of fry on its own. And so
Yeah.
they would get rid of those. It was just like junk, they'd get rid of them. So it was like, give us a little
Yeah.
boat of crunchies. We get it
And a
ketchup
free glass of
and
water.
water. Yeah. And so that was our meal.
Yeah.
I used,
We did that at Long John Silver's
yeah,
across from the mall.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I used to I love Long John Silver. I used to love it, and not too long ago, I hadn't had it in years, and I was like, I'm gonna go in this Long John Silver's and get the chicken planks. I always got the chicken planks. Man, I ate that, and it wasn't probably 15 minutes later. I crapped my pants, dude. I mean, it just that all that grease just went
Grease. Yeah.
straight through me. I'm like, man, I can never eat there
Yeah. It's
again.
so good.
It was so. I mean, and everything tastes exactly the same too, because it's all breaded and cooked in the
It's all
same
fried in the
grease.
same oil.
Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah.
But oh man,
Hmm.
as a kid, I loved that stuff. I couldn't get enough of it. It was just like Long John Silver's. No, you had that too much. whatever. But
Hush
yeah,
puppies taste like fish. Chicken tastes like fish. Fries taste
yeah,
like fish.
it
Fish tastes
did.
like
It
fish.
totally did. It was so good. It
Yeah.
was so good though. All right, let's talk about high school a little bit. If y'all could go back to high school, is there something you would change, or would you have done it all the same way, or what do you think? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know that I would change much. I probably would maybe have changed predicaments that I was in a little bit, knowing what I know now. I think I would have been a lot nicer to some people. Not that I was rude. I just probably would have maybe not have been so not standoffish, but just like walk away from people that I probably should have paid more
Yeah.
attention to, if that makes sense. I don't know. Uh,
I
Yeah.
I'm I'm fine with the outcome of my high school experience. Oh, okay. No, I take that back. Maybe one thing I would change. Okay, so you have to consider I was Catholic schooled from first grade to eighth grade, and
Oh, thrown into public
yeah.
high
So going
school.
into public school, never been before. It was like there's at least 600 freshmen
yeah.
and that many more high schoolers, and so it kind of freaked me out. I was getting this little culture shock thing going. So that was one of the reasons I said yes to going down to San Antonio to a boarding school. Um, but I think that was the worse off for me because what happened was if I'd have stayed in Temple,
Whoa, what's going on? What the hey? What's up?
oh my goodness,
Hey, what's going on?
That's the people
Can you
going.
can you
We
hear
totally
me?
can hear
yeah.
you.
Wait, hang on. This is my first. I wish I didn't.
Wow. Okay,
Hang
I'm
on.
totally surprised.
I
You
got
have
you
to you have
guys.
to introduce Jason. So
Yeah, I will. I will. But let her get
to
her
Caroline.
hair
Yeah.
straight over here.
Wow.
So,
That's what I was having technical difficulties with. I was trying to
Okay.
get Caroline on.
this is come. Oh, my dog. Hang on.
Yeah,
And I was worried about my dog.
yeah, yeah. No, I knew it's gonna be chaos with her. So,
This is cumbersome.
so you finally okay. So just real quick, Caroline, you've talked to Josh before, and this is our other buddy Jason. He's got J Rock down there like he's some cool person or whatever. But
He's exponentially cooler than two of you. I don't know
come
how
on,
that
Yep.
happened,
But so Caroline and I have been friends for several months now, and finally she's come on the damn show. So
I've been
Welcome.
I've been so fucking busy. There's so many. It's the animals, honestly. Like I just I can't stop, won't stop. I don't even. Where do I look?
into the camera at us, it don't matter.
I'm like I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
You could just put them by your
That'll work.
side. Oh, I feel like a tool wearing these. It's okay
We're
though.
wearing
It's
them
okay.
too. It's all
You
good.
look like a gamer girl.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you just
I'm
can't
not
see
wearing
mine.
them. No.
Jason's not wearing them, but Josh and I are.
I got some.
Well, so sorry, it's just been hectic. Like I said, the animals, all these animals, because people are pieces of shit. So animals are dying and homeless, and I'm like, must save more animals. Not save. That's such a self-righteous thing to say, but help.
Yeah,
Sure.
but that's not. You're just doing that yourself, though. That's not like your. Is that your job? Is that what you do?
No, that is
Okay.
make
Okay.
money doing
That's I didn't.
that. I still. Oh, do I look? Do I
There you
look
go.
right
Right
here?
there. Right there. There you go.
Or
Just
maybe I'll
look at
look
our
into all
faces.
your
Look at our
eyes.
faces on the screen.
Yeah. You
Oh
know.
my god, how could I not?
I know J Rock is heartthrob. It's just
Heartthrob.
Yeah, Jason was
Wait, what?
the ladies' man when back in the day. Maybe still is. I don't know. He's married though,
yeah.
so.
Back in the day. That's what
Yeah.
a backhanded compliment.
Yeah. Right.
He was really quite charming, handsome back in the day.
Yep.
He's really let himself
Times have
go.
changed. Yeah. I get it. I get it, Heath.
Uh,
Thanks.
I was trying to cover for him. The man's married. I was trying to do the right thing. Whatever. But yeah, I don't have mine on. But anyway,
What's your Oh, yeah, ain't no wifey.
But anyway, so just we were in the middle of talking on random stuff, so I knew you were coming in, and I was trying my best to to drag it along before you got in here, so that we could start talking about other
Oh,
stuff.
so
So
my friend set me up on her MacBook, and I'm like, "What are this?" Like, I don't it's learned
Yeah,
helplessness. That's what it
well,
it's
let
is.
a
me
whole
tell
new world.
the listeners real quick. So Caroline from Below Deck, season 6 and 7 has just joined us, and it was
No, just
just 6?
6,
That's right,
just
it
6,
was that's right.
just half of
I'm
season
sorry,
6.
I totally that you're right, I totally said that wrong. And,
It's irrelevant.
no, it's relevant.
How do I turn my
You're
volume up?
good. We can hear you perfect.
But I can't hear
Well,
you
that's
that
your
well.
problem, I don't know.
Well, fine, fair enough. Continue.
Oh god.
I would assume turn up your volume on your computer like you would if you were normally
Oh,
gonna turn up the
I
volume.
told you that I'm
Oh, I know. There
oh,
you go, can you hear
So
it
oh.
on
better
a
now?
Th
MacBook, there
Okay, look, I got in my friend's car, I'm like, "Do you have XM radio?" She was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Dope!" I'm on a MacBook. I don't I get it now, though. I did it. I did it. I
Oh,
did
nice,
it.
awesome.
alright. Alright,
I'm a
so
Mac and I'm a PC.
alright.
Yeah, and I'm
So, if you don't mind, let's talk a little bit of Below Deck real quick, and then we'll
sure.
talk Caroline. How's that? Um,
And animals.
Whatever you wanna do. Whatever you guys wanna do. This is your world. I'm living in it. Thank you for having me on,
for
by the
sure. I mean,
way.
it took forever to get you here, but I'm so glad you finally got on.
I know, I'm elusive.
Oh, there's Tater. There's old Tater.
Oh my god, he's so tiny.
It's a she.
She. Oh, hi,
Jason looks.
Muffin. Rico, come
Jason, you
here.
look lost. You all right?
Come
I
here.
didn't bring my dog.
My my dog's just out of shot, and he
I
looks really
literally
cute.
left my dogs on purpose, and all you guys.
I
If
don't have
I
my.
knew this was gonna be a dog.
Aw.
Aw. Good doggo.
All right.
Okay, so
Let's
shoot, whatever,
let's just
whatever.
jump in real quick. To be honest with you, it's been so long since I thought about what I was going to ask you. I can't remember what I was going to ask you, so we're going to just kind of do this off the cuff. Um,
Do it.
who do you hate and who do you not hate from your season? Like,
Oh, I don't hate
okay,
anybody. I mean, that's in life. Not that I've not felt hate for somebody, but it's not anything that you can really hold on to for two,
I get it.
it dissipates and, but I don't hate any of them. I have no,
Well,
you
who
know,
do you,
that's not
okay?
how I
Let's rephrase it. Who do you talk to now that from the show? Do you still talk to anybody, or are you just done with it?
no one from my
No one from your
cast.
so who do you talk to from other casts?
Oh, let's see. It's been a long time because I've been a little, well, removed, but I guess some of my faves are I really like Jess Moore, Messy Jessie.
Okay,
Uh, I love Rachel,
Chef
Chef
Rachel,
Rachel.
yeah.
Um, let's see.
I almost got her on.
Jenna, Jenna from Sailing. Okay, look, I think that I always reach out. I mean, it's been years because I've lost track of the show, but in the years following my season, would always reach out to whoever was having a hard time on the show and just say, "Hey, look, just to let you know, I'm here if you need someone. Like I don't know who you are. I know what you're going through. So like so I like, I'm not like pals with any of
Yeah,
like the popular
but
kids. I mean, not that Jessica Moore's not that these people aren't popular,
I get
but
what you're saying.
either on you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the regular the what is the Alfred E. Newman, the usual gang of idiots.
But do you mind like telling us how you feel about certain ones if we ask you that, or do you not want to do that?
An honest question will get an honest
Okay, so
answer.
good. So we had Ashton on, um, and he was really good. He basically told us how he, was able to watch himself on TV and realize how ridiculous he was. Some of the things that he was doing, um, obviously I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, the masculism and all this things like that, and just how bad he will
Misogyny,
misogyny. Yeah, all
aggression,
that, and that he's worked on it, and he was and stuff. It's a unique thing where you get to see yourself see yourself on TV. I just wonder.
absolute it's
Yeah.
surreal. Actually, I've only watched a couple of my episodes, but just the whole experience is
Well, yeah, that's what I
surreal.
was gonna ask you. Like, do you was when you watched yourself, did you go, "Hey, I need to change something," or "Hey, that was me," or
Oh, well, I mean, I've only watched a couple of the episodes, and I mean, there were definitely moments, for example, when, I had that altercation with Josiah when he shushed
yeah,
me. Watching that, I was like, "Yeah, like, I should have taken a knee and just waited my turn." I was overzealous to please my superiors, and so I guess I just Kate, like, shut the f don't shush me, just look at me and be like, "Yo, chill." But yeah, in hindsight, actually, like, I think that the thing I regret the most was, uh, when Josiah was justifying shushing me, which newsflash, stupids, no one likes to be shushed. It's
Right. Yeah.
condescending, it's belittling, there are better ways. There are better
sure,
ways. Uh, but when I just kind of fire back, I'm like, "Oh, no, you know what? No, you're right. You're right, bro. Okay, cool." I'm like, I wish I was more stoic at that point, but um yeah, there were definitely yeah, I definitely did some stupid fucking shit that I'm like, but my brain was broke by the end. I was so depressed and so just beaten down that, I'm like, I have an idea. Let's fill up 9 Champs glasses and take them from the fucking stew pantry above down to the, after, and then let's go one step further and go down to the swim platform.
right,
Like, it don't make no sense. Shatter the glass, like, but it's like it's like Kevin from The Office. I was never super into that show. It makes me laugh, but it's not one of my top. But the last episode, he said, if you film people for long enough, they're gonna do something
right,
stupid. It's human
right.
naturals.
Yeah,
That's
Well,
it.
it
So
was
agreed.
it
yeah.
was obvious that you had something going on at the time, but they kept just beating down on you, and that was the problem I was having with it. I was just like,
Oh yeah, it was Lord of the Flies.
Mm.
But I thought that nothing could prepare me. I knew what the pattern was. The shows had uh the same storyline every season,
yeah,
which is all right, rankism. So we'll take our chief stew in her second and we'll put a target on the back of the third, the lowest ranking member
right,
on the crew. Okay. So uh it's in hindsight, no, now that I've seen the sausage get made, I can say with all honesty, Rocky was done
oh
Mm.
dirty.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, Rocky was done the dirtiest of them all because they also, if you're a third stew, you are a first timer. You're not a return cast
Mhm.
member,
oh yeah,
right? So you don't you don't know what's going on. I mean, it's just kind of you kind of take everybody's word for it, and uh, I think that it wasn't surprising that Rocky, Sierra, every other third stew who came before me, uh, wasn't like, hold up, this is bullshit.
right.
You know what I'm
No, yeah,
saying? Like, but then again, I think there's something to be said for how bad do you want to be on
Yeah.
TV, which
sure,
And it's your first time,
which
so yeah.
oh, yeah, and to me, that was really I had to really come to terms. That was what my whole am I going to am I gonna be okay being on TV? People watching me and thinking they know me. And because I wasn't looking to that wasn't really my goal. When they approached me, I was like, no, 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 no. But I was still in the yachting industry. I didn't want to commit suicide, career suicide then. But when I was done and they were still chatting to me, I was like, fuck it, that'll be funny. That'll be funny. I'll do it. I'll do
Well,
it.
that okay, so that kinda leads me
Ashton
back
talked
to
about that, the
yeah.
suicide. It's like, do I do this and possibly ruin my career, or do I make something of it? So you never know.
Yeah, and then I guess that raises the question, how credible and respected were you in the first place in the industry, Ashton? Just throwing that out there.
Alright, let's veer it a different way. Okay, so what
No, that's a rhetorical. I mean, I
No, I got you.
it's
I got
rhetorical.
you. But how did you get into the industry and then get on the show? How did that all come about?
So I had a friend who was a chef in the industry. She still is a chef in the industry for years and years, and I was like, existential crisis, which I think I feel has been like most of my life. But I was in construction sales and I'm like, no, I don't want to. She's like, with your restaurant serving experience, go take the STCW, which is the basic certification you need to get on a boat, and go be a yachty. And I was like, yeah, okay. I mean, it was never a career move. There's really not any longevity in it unless you want to be a captain, or if I had known about it maybe 15 years before, I would have gone in the engineer route,
Mm,
because you can be 60,
Yeah.
70, you don't have to interact with guests. You just get to tinker with stuff all
nice.
day. But nobody wants to see a 40-year-old deckhand or a 40-year-old stewardess. Not that 40 is old,
Hey.
and not that, but no, it's not old. I'm almost I'll be 40 next year. Um, but it's an ageist
Yeah,
industry.
Yeah,
certainly.
no, it
It's
it is.
you
Yeah.
know, but it doesn't matter. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And it's lucrative. It's lucrative. So I thought I would do it for a couple of years. They approached me. There's a Facebook group, Fort Lauderdale Yacht Crew, and there's 30, 40,000 members. And believe it or not, it's kind of like the hub of you go there and that's where I got my
Wow.
first job. And after that, it's just and so they below deck scouters
Uh,
kind of,
Search through
I got a
the thread.
message.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, just a private message on Face Messenger. Hey, would you be interested in auditioning for below deck? And I said, no, dude, I don't think so. And he's like, "That's the best no I've ever had. I've never." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm still trying to make some money in this, But I ended up striking up a friendship with this guy, and he was really championing me. He was like, "I think that you would be great. I think." So I was like, "You know what? Fuck it. Like it'd be funny." And once I was done with yachting, then
Huh.
there was nothing really,
Yeah.
Nothing
But
left to lose.
yeah.
nothing. Well, yeah.
Feel free to jump in, Jason. I kind of feel like I took Jason's. We brought him in, and
Or you
he's like,
surprised me
Yeah,
for sure.
Jason, I mean,
yeah.
what's your deal, Jason?
He knows boats too. Don't let him fool you.
Actually, he lives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
not yachts, not yachts. No. Yeah, I
well,
do live on the
yachts.
coast. Yeah,
I mean, what kind of boating do you do?
well, I worked in the boat business for a long time, boat sales, but not yachts. I've sold
Well, yachts. I mean,
bigger
what's a yacht?
fishing
Like,
boats. Yeah, like I've sold 30-foot fishing boats.
that's a big boat.
Yeah,
It is. And I worked on a 55 azimuth, 55 foot. So much fun because I was stewardess deck. So I would,
You
do
did all of it.
exterior support, and if the captain's off getting drunk, which they often are,
Captain Jason.
an alarm goes
yeah,
off. You get to go in the engine room. You get to learn different, stuff. But on those 60 meters, there's no,
Yeah. Right.
there's no
So yeah, hit Jason.
there's no utility
Yeah.
playing.
So
yeah,
we're going
sure.
we're going down there to visit Jason in 2 weeks for a guy's fishing trip. So he's
Yeah.
Captain Jason.
Yeah. Gearing up,
So
but
Yeah,
You know
well,
who's a fishing boat captain?
tell
is
us.
that?
no,
Captain Lee.
Huh.
He does Captain Lee.
No,
He does
really.
like fishing stuff
just
too.
fishing.
No, that's what he's a fishing boat captain. He does the sports fishermen's. They're
Yeah,
they're beautiful, by the way. I always wanted to work on a sports fisherman. Um, they're Yeah, they're fishing
Huh.
yachts. That's not a dig. He's um a fishing captain, fishing boat
Yeah.
Sure,
captain.
it's
And I
probably
mean like
way
taking
funner.
people out, not like,
Yeah. No, I didn't realize that. Huh.
Yeah. It's got to be funner than
yeah.
captaining the yacht. I would rather do a
Well,
fishing boat than a yacht any day.
I think I don't know. I don't know about like enjoyability. I think it'd be more fun, but um again, there's that opportunity to be on TV and how bad do you want it? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he's a fishing boat captain.
Right
Nice.
on. You
You know who else is a captain?
who else is a captain? Riley.
Riley.
Oh yeah, I knew she was a
Really?
fishing boat captain in
Yeah.
Alaska or wherever.
I don't know if you guys remember the season 'cause it was so long ago, but people were harping on Riley because she kept saying, I'm a captain. I'm a fishing boat captain. I'm a fishing boat
Right.
captain. They were like, shut up. I'm like, here's what you guys don't understand. Riley's not like taking out her fucking, license and I'm a captain. She's saying, "Look, I've never been in yachting, but I all my skills
A translate.
teach
Yeah.
me and I'll be your golden child." She's the hardest
Right.
worker you'll ever meet. And those three monkeys were like, "Ha ha ha, like she's a
Yeah.
girl." I'm like, "God, honestly, give that girl a month of
Yeah.
training and she'd be your
Right.
bosun."
Yeah.
Just give me some
And that's
respect.
that's
Yeah.
just facts. Yeah, I mean, she's a hothead. She flies off the handle. She instigates, and that's who she is. That's fine. But in in terms of the season, you can't blame her. I mean, it was the most.
Gang up on her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were
They just
so.
bullied her is what they did. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, okay. Here's the thing about that about bullying, and I've heard the word a lot with regard to below deck, and this is my thought on it. Bullying is a term for bullying stays on the playground. Okay, if you are past a certain age, bullying when you are an adult, bullying transforms into uh, well, they have a variety of different terms for it. Harassment, assault, possible criminal
right.
charges and convictions, mob mentality, fireable offenses. Bullying, it just to me, the word doesn't like bullying is done by people whose frontal lobes aren't fully developed. I mean, everyone's been bullied as a
Yeah.
kid and everyone has bullied. And I think about when I was a kid and bullied other kids, and in no way was I thinking, what effect is this? How am I making this person? In hindsight, I reached out to this kid 20 years later. I was like, "Hey, Rob, I don't know if you even remember me, but one summer we were having a water balloon fight, and I filled a bucket with piping hot water and I threw it in your face. And he's a redhead like me. His face was a beet red, and I said, I haven't stopped thinking about that since. I'm so sorry, and you probably don't even remember, but I am so sorry."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, like, it's okay. Like, thanks for," he's like, "I didn't
That's
even
awesome.
recall that, but
Good for you
but well,
for
it was,
apologizing. Yeah.
oh, I mean, I had to. It was disgusting, but I didn't at the time,
Yeah.
but these
I was called
bullies,
Pizza Face, and no one apologized to me. So, but not by these guys. These
um,
guys are good. So,
Oh.
you were called
Pizza
Pizza
Face.
Face
I
in
had
high
acne.
school?
Yeah, I had acne in like middle school.
Um, well, here's the thing. We all get fun nicknames. I was Cock Tease in high school. No, it's true, I was. I'm like, "What does that mean?"
What?
But Pizza Face, I mean,
Uh,
Is that a type of chicken? What is that?
awesome.
yeah, I know they've got it at Buffalo Wild Wings, I think now.
It's the hottest sauce, or is it that the
The
mildest?
cock
It's got
tease
a
No,
kick.
butter.
It's got
no,
a
it's
kick.
mildest sauce. It's the mildest one. It's
The
because it's a cheese.
mildest.
It's
Well, not if you put
Just a
12.
just
all
a
right,
taste.
all right.
It's
Easy,
just a taste.
easy.
That's awesome.
All right. Okay. One more question about Below Deck. Do you regret it, or do you?
Not
Got
at
it.
all. Not
Okay.
at
I
all.
just wondered
Mm.
if you regretted it, and then like what did you get out of it
Well,
besides being paid?
well, not really getting paid. I mean, being paid a salary that's,
Yeah.
but I'm not complaining. I signed the contract. I'm
Right.
not like, "Oh my god," but you unless you're a return cast member, you get paid the industry rate, which is still fine. Uh, but I wait, what was the
On top,
You,
question?
so did you get paid to be a television personality and on top of the salary of being a yachty?
No,
No.
just the yachty
Okay.
salary,
oh,
which is bananas. I heard that oh god, I can't remember if it was Vanderpump Rules or if it was Southern Charm, but some of those kids get like 25G
an
an
episode.
episode. I was like,
Yeah.
And
wow.
they don't have to work for nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's wild. I mean, I'm not sore about it, but that's
Yeah.
crazy.
What I'd asked
Um
before, what and you forgot was is just what did you get anything out of it, or is it just like screw that? I
oh my god. Absolutely. It's kind of one of those things. It was a really, you know, filming and then about I'd say 3 years after. I mean, it was a very dark time for me. I mean, it was a traumatic experience, and it wasn't traumatic because I don't know if you saw the reunion, but they showed this unaired footage, and which was just, I mean, absolutely like terrifically offensive. And uh I um
You're okay. Take your time.
no, god shit. Okay. Did I have wait, ask the question again.
Did you get anything out of it personally besides just
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, no, I got a lot out of it. So yeah, it was a very dark several years, but I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but sometimes these dark times in your life, when you look back on them, they're beautiful. And and it's not that I was joyless throughout the whole, filming. Like I had buddies. I know it looked like I didn't, but Ashton and I were actually pals. We were
I
good
did see
pals.
that.
Um, I don't know. Again, I have only seen a couple of episodes, so I don't really know how. Captain Lee, he had Captain Lee was like he, he had my back until
Right.
the last day, all that
Yeah.
transpired. Oh, right. So the whole. I'm sorry. Now to
You're
circle
fine.
back, what was traumatic about the filming aspect, as particularly the last day, wasn't the fact that these two knuckleheads were screaming obscenities outside my door for an hour and just progressively verbally assaulting me. It was the fact that there were at least 25 other people on board, including, producers watching it from their, room, the cameraman, and nobody was like, okay, guys, like you're screaming at this girl who's
Yeah.
already having a mental breakdown, a silent, a quiet mentee
Right.
me. I was silent, but just look. I mean, you're not gonna
Enough's
air
enough.
it
Yeah. Right.
anyway. Enough, just like So
They're
I
probably up there.
it,
This
it
is
was
good
it,
stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
well, the thing is, they knew that that was never gonna see the light of day.
Uh,
That was never meant to see the light of day, and uh I made I got that footage shown on the reunion. I did that myself, and not for personal vindication, but because I knew it needed to be
Mm.
exposed.
sure.
People needed to see how disgusting and how abusive and how dark these shows are. And look, do I think I'm going to change the game? No, but maybe it'll prevent somebody else from having to
To go through
go
that.
through something so severe,
Mm.
you know. But I think the biggest thing that I got out of it was the platform and that it's given me. And I don't have a large platform. I mean, I think I have the fewest followers on Instagram of any. I'm not like a popular follow, but more than ever, more people were paying attention to me than
Mhm.
ever
Yeah, yeah,
before. And I was like, is this on? Okay, look, you can ask me below deck questions, but let's talk about things that are important. For example, anyone out there struggling with mental illness, hey, I have chronic depression, okay? There's no shame. I got to say stuff that needs to be
yeah,
said, and hopefully some people heard
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
And to me that was an opportunity I never would have been afforded.
Yeah, let's talk about those things.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all I really ever want to talk about. I guess just in general, but when it comes to social media, just all things controversial, all things stigmatized. Um, because no, it needs to be talked about. Hey, out there, somebody following me on Instagram, are you experiencing like suicidal thoughts? First of all, don't panic. I've been there. Okay, don't panic. You're unhealthy. Okay, but we can get you healthy. Don't panic because I know it's really scary.
Right.
Also, you'd be surprised how many people are going through things like that.
Mhm.
I mean, now the pandemic, I guess we're like calling it over. Which I don't understand,
Yeah.
but this pandemic, once it started, it was like this collective dark night of the soul
Mm.
for all of
Yeah.
us, right?
Yeah.
And people who I never saw experience mental illness before are, I'm like, oh, you're jumping on the bandwagon? Okay, well, I've been here for, 25 years, bro. So no, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm like, welcome,
Yeah.
welcome.
That's kinda where I
I
was
think some
going.
people
Go
yeah,
ahead, Josh.
some people are good at hiding their depression and, so, the pandemic
Oh,
just kind of made it
absolutely.
come to light for a lot of people and
I think it's
amplified it.
absolutely true. And I think that most people do hide their depression because you don't walk around being like
Yeah.
like you gotta say it's that song, The Great Pretender, which I forget who originally sang it, but I'll tell you, Richard Manuel from the band covers it. And do you know the
Yeah,
band?
I know the
Anyone?
band.
You guys?
No.
Okay, so they did a whole album of like Motown covers called Moondog Matinee, and Richard Manuel, who ended up dying by suicide years later, he covered the Great Pretender.
The
And
Platters?
yes,
He
yes.
Googled it.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
Googled it. Yeah, still,
I
Sucker.
so
I'm such a
do
sucker.
Caroline, do you care if I talk about the how you and I have kinda been corresponding a little bit and why it took so long?
No,
Okay, so
please.
just we have been talking back and forth for I don't know 3 or 4 months, trying to get Caroline to come on because I'm just I'm a huge Below Deck fan, and we kind of clicked right at the beginning. And I'll tell you what, this is what Caroline did that made me feel really good. Whenever I text her, she texts me back like we've been friends forever. It was totally like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, I said something, I can't remember what it was, and then her response back was, "You're cool, man. Don't worry about it." And you don't get that from TV personalities very often, and I don't consider you that, but at the same time
I'm
yeah,
not
you're
that.
not, but
Yeah.
you totally just and then what took so long too was is you had some battles, you were going through a lot at the time, and we finally got you on here, and I
Yeah.
felt bad that I kept kinda hitting you up, but I still wanted to be there for you, I didn't care about you coming on for quite a bit.
No, and
And
that
I
was
expressed that to
that was
Josh,
evident.
and I
Yeah.
was just like, "I really don't want to bug Caroline anymore because she's having issues, but at the same time, I wanted to be there for you." And it was tough because I was trying to do both without offending, but also help. Anyway, I kinda just wanted to share that and that, you know, I'm so glad that you were feeling well enough to come share and hang out with us for a little bit.
Well, I appreciate you, and it's never my intention. If I want to do something, like if I say yes to something, it's not just a pleasantry. I really do want to do it. And just between the animals and
Yeah.
major depressive bout, but it never, even though every couple maybe every month or so. Hey, so like just to
Yeah,
remind you that we have a podcast,
yeah.
you know. But it was more you checking in on
It
me,
was. It really was.
saying if I
Yeah.
need anything, and I appreciate that to a great extent. And it's hard to um it's hard sometimes because people want an explanation, and it, it's hard because uh sometimes it's as simple as, hey, look, I'm going through it. I'm not well right now, and I'm just trying to make it through my days.
right.
You know what
Sure.
I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Yep.
so but it was always evident that you were there first as a friend, and I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. I
I
really
I'll have
was.
to vouch for Heath and say he's always been there as a friend, and I have to give him credit for keeping us three together
Yeah,
throughout the
that is
years.
true. That is true.
Yeah.
I try. I try.
Oh,
I
you've done it. You've done. Yeah.
all right. Y'all don't.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
hands down.
so you're J Rock. I
Hmm.
like that. You're y- Correct me if I'm wrong. You're in Florida?
No, I'm in Corpus
Where are
Christi
you?
on the Texas
Oh,
Gulf
you're
Coast.
in Texas too?
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
Are you
yep.
all Texas?
Yeah.
You're all in
We grew
Texas?
up
Yeah.
together in Central Texas from a little town called Temple. It's in between Waco and
I,
Austin.
I Yeah, I lived in Austin for 4
Oh, okay.
Okay.
years.
So yeah, we grew up. I grew up. I've known Jason since he was 5 years old, and I was like 7. And then we all kind of came together in high school, and we've been friends for all three of us together for 30 plus years. So uh,
That's
it's rare.
that
It's
wow.
rare. It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
rare.
definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
And
attribute that to Heath for always
Yeah,
being
I
there
do
and
too.
reaching out and like saying, "Hey, what's up?" And you know,
Checking in. Yeah.
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 Does.
He is a relentless, persistent motherfucker.
But but
And I
but it
love
Yeah.
was
that.
positive, right?
Yeah.
Though it
Yeah.
Yeah.
was positive.
Oh, absolute no,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely. Like, I needed to be harangued. Like, I needed to do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta nag someone till they, are like, "Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
it."
Yeah. No. And I think
Put some pressure on them.
we are kind
That's
of getting
good.
close to the end here, so I just want to thank you so much for finally getting on here, even though I did have to drive you nuts until you did. But I was going to
What?
get you on here eventually, no matter what. Um,
I'm happy to, if you I mean, I know that we talked a lot about, like, questions that you might, if you ever feel like there are other
Is there
questions,
anything
I'm happy to.
that you like the animals? Do you want to tell us about what you're
oh
doing with?
yeah, I was going to ask that.
Yeah.
Oh, I just helping animals. I mean, it just, I don't
Tell us
know.
about
I
one
feel
of
I feel,
the most recent kind of good good stories that you had
So that
with the rescue.
one that you
mm,
saved or
all
something.
right, actually, in these past few months, actually, it's been a really, really good, lucky past few months. Think we've done 6 cats, 3 dogs, 2 bunnies, which I won't get on my soapbox about what is not a pet. And rabbits, not to any fault of their own. Rabbits are great pets, but they don't they
N-
people aren't prepared.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
rabbits growing up.
You
I'm
know,
not gonna. They're not that great of a pet.
Yeah.
well, here's the thing, they've gotta be free roam.
Exactly.
They don't go in a hutch,
Exactly.
and nope, who's prepared if you're prepared to do that, by all means, but also, don't buy a turtle for your kid.
Yeah.
That kid's gonna go off to college, and that thing is gonna be 20 years old, and you're gonna be like, "I don't want it," and it's gonna get passed around, and someone's gonna keep it in a 5-gallon tank, and like, it reminds me of this Kurt Vonnegut Jr. He did sketches throughout his books, and he would do gravestones. And the one I love the most is just a simple tombstone that says, "Life is no way to treat an
Yeah.
animal."
Yeah. Well,
And I think it's true. But 2 goats. Um, I've got a
and a partridge and a
wait.
pear tree.
Oh, some ducks. A couple roosters, Yeah, it's been a really lucky because it's hard because you're cherry picking, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take the animals that I can.
Well, we'll get you back
Um,
on, and you can
Yeah.
give us the
yeah, I mean, look,
detailed stories about
I'm
some
just
of these rescues and the good homes they've gone to, and so
yeah. That's to be honest, like that's I think the most. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. I don't feel like they'd be like interesting stories, but
oh
that's what I live
yeah.
for. That's truly what I live for.
Cool.
Is doing what I can to help the animals, and it's a it's bleak. It's bleak out there, and really, what needs to happen is legislative changes on the state level, banning retail pet sales, requiring spay, neutering, castration. Um, Nobody should be breeding
Right.
animals. Nobody should be breeding animals. Nobody should buying animals uh, for presents. Nobody should. Most people have no business keeping a pet. And that's not to say that there aren't good ones out there because there obviously
Yeah.
are. There are.
Agreed.
But it's they're not disposable. That's
It's a
blood. That's your
it's a
Yeah.
blood.
They're a
commitment.
living
It's like
creature.
yeah, it's a huge commitment. I mean, I kind of think of it as you when you get a pet, that's your child. There's no getting rid of it. There's no getting you go through and through until whatever happens
Abs-
happens. If the
Yeah.
until the pet passes away by natural causes or
well,
because they need to go because they're suffering or whatever the case may be.
and generally natural causes. Generally, people wait too long to
Yeah,
euthanize their
yeah,
animals. I'll say that, and it's always better to do it a little bit too soon than a little bit too late. And the thing that look, I get it when people's heart it never gets easier. Your heart is
yeah,
breaking. It's not about you. It was never about you. What is this animal telling you? It's time to go. Do I'm sorry that I'm sorry. It's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt forever. But this isn't about you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And to see people just letting their animals just suffer. I'm like,
Well,
Jesus, man,
but
Jesus.
your rescues that's something to celebrate. So it's wonderful that
Oh well, thanks.
you're doing
I
that.
don't
And
call them rest.
That was some clapping.
Oh, I'm like, what the you see how spooked I
Yeah,
just
that was
was?
awesome.
Um, I don't call them rescues. I don't care that other people use that
yeah.
term, but to me, I feel self-righteous saying rescues. I just a friend of the animals,
Well,
I
that's good
guess.
that you're a
Just
champion
help
and
them.
friend to the animals. So that's something to celebrate. And thank you for doing that.
Oh, well, I mean, Jesus, thanks. I appreciate you, giving me praise, but there's no other. When you come across like a stray cat or something amazing, you're not like, "Yay! I get a new." You're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, all right, babe. Okay, here we
Yeah,
go."
yeah,
Like here we go. This is the last thing, but there's it was so good of you to do that. Well, there's no other
Yeah.
option. You do not find an animal in distress and leave. Like I will,
yeah,
ever. You lie, cheat, and steal for that animal. You get them, you know what I
yeah.
mean? But thank you for
Yeah.
the praise.
And
That's
you could
very kind and humbling.
and you could tell a lot by a person's character by how they treat uh maybe people or animals below them.
Animals, I think,
Yeah.
and servers,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but
definitely.
that's
mainly
Yeah.
true.
animals.
That's definitely true.
Well,
How
no one
people
should be
treat
below
their
each other,
animals.
but you know, people have this thing in the construct in their mind, like, well, I have this job and you have that job. So, but
Oh
you can
yeah,
definitely
I mean,
tell the character of a person by how they treat others. So, and then furthermore, like how they treat animals. So,
ab-
yeah,
absolutely. And I'll say that, yeah, no, well said. I have
yeah.
nothing to add.
So you
Okay.
treat animals well. That's awesome. So thank you.
All right. So we're getting down to time, so I probably should. What real quick before we let you go, Caroline? Where can people follow you, or like, is there a certain website that you would like people to go to for pet stuff, things like that, before we let you go?
X videos slash Caroline. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like,
I'm on
That was quick.
I'm on Instagram. I'm so crazy, so
That's
Caroline.
right. Okay, I was okay, and then just I was gonna tell you one more thing. This is kind of out of when we do push the hang up button on you, just leave your browser open for about 5 or 10 minutes so it continues the download and we get all your audio if you don't mind.
Got it. Wait. Repeat those
So just
instructions.
when the screen goes black in a minute, just leave your browser on so it continues the download to all the way to 100%. It'll take like 2 or 3 minutes at the most.
Is it okay that it goes to
Yeah,
sleep?
perfectly fine. I just
Okay. I'm
we
like
just don't want to lose. We
I
just don't
don't
want to
know.
lose any of your audio. We had that happen recently, so we just don't want to do that. But again,
Roger.
thank you so much, and I'll talk to you
Oh,
soon.
thank you guys.
Okay?
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for having me. It was so deaf clap.
Yeah. Oh, no.
No, thank you
Yeah.
guys.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
guys.
All right, nice to meet you.
All right. So y'all didn't expect that at all, did you?
Wow, that was quite the surprise.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to have that walk all over you, Jason. I was kind of on the cuff. Here's I'll tell you why I did it. Because she said she would hurt. She came to me and said, "Hey, I'm ready," and I've been trying to get her on here for so
Oh yeah.
long. And then she said that, and I was like, "Gosh, dang it, we're having Jason on, and it's gonna come into what we had planned with him, but I couldn't not do that, so that's why I did it. But we'll have you
Well,
back.
it's appropriate we have a captain and a
Yeah.
yachty, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no hard feelings.
No, I know. I knew you wouldn't have any hard feelings, but at the same time, it was just like, man, I
Right.
wish we would have done it a different way. But it was fun to see y'all's faces. Josh was like,
oh
"What?"
yeah, I'm like,
That was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I knew you were up to something. I knew
Yeah,
it.
She was texting me while we're recording and right now, and she was texting me and she was having problems, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I think I misspelled her name whenever I sent the emails. What it was, she couldn't find the link. So anyway,
Oh,
but it is getting crazy, like over an hour. We never do this, so let's do this real quick. What's going on with you this weekend, Jason? Anything cool?
nothing. Nothing at all.
uh,
No. I hope to not work, and I hope to do some fishing. That's it.
Oh,
all
man.
right.
Hey, I wish I would have been some fishing. What about you, Josh? I guess. Well, I guess you know what.
We're
Are we going to say
we're
that because
gonna.
we just said what we were going to do yesterday on the previous podcast? So let's do this instead,
I
unless you
forgot.
got
I
something
slept
else.
since then.
Well, so we're the three of us with our friend Kylie, who was on a previous podcast with his wife Jill. The four of us are all getting together here in a couple weeks to do our boys fishing trip. We've COVID put it sidetracked it, and it's been almost 4 years. It has been 4 years, and which is just crazy to me. So that's what's coming up for the three of us. We're gonna all get together and hang out and have a good time, and probably create all kinds of remember that we did this crap and it was funny as hell and that kind of stuff. At least I hope that's what
New
happens.
memories.
And yeah, someone probably will get a little too drunk, and that's all right. But we'll be all
Not me.
right. Yeah, not me either. That means you, Josh. That's you.
It's always me.
But
Uh,
anyway, thank you guys for listening, and we will catch you guys next time. See you
thank you.
later. We're gone.